I'm going to make a quick video showing a natural gas injector cleaning and repair service that I offer. These here are an Italian IG1 injector rail, but they are actually the same as a VALTEK Type 30, whether it's a cheap Chinese copy of the VALTEK Type 30. But this is the injectors after about 10,000 miles worth of use. I'm going to clean these all, sonic clean them, and run them through a bath, a hot bath, and then reassemble them, and I will put them on my calibrator and make sure all of the adjustment depth is in this. So I will make another video of what these look like after they're cleaned. Alright, so I just got done cleaning these, and I gotta go blow these all out, but yeah, they're all cleaned. All the blocks, all the springs, all the pistons, they're cleaned out. There's a hole right here that must be cleaned. You gotta make sure that thing's clean. Viton seals are all still good. There and there. You can see the stainless steel shaft. This has been locked out so you can't adjust it, but when I check these, this screw actually adjusts the plunger depth in here. That plunger actually moves in there and is calibrated to a vehicle specifically. Viton O-rings on the plunger end here, or the cylinder end here. So you got to check this for wear inside. On the pistons themselves, there's really no scoring or marks or anything. So the cylinder is definitely still good. It's important that these are made out of stainless steel and that hole's open. That's pressure relief, and they're all pre-calibrated. These nozzles have been pre-drilled out to 2.8 millimeter. They're for about a 5 liter to 5.7 liter is where these will operate really good. Magnetic coil driver, it's all cleaned. So I gotta go dry these off, but when I dry them off, I'll show you what happens after you put these together. You don't just put them together and think they're okay. There's actually a calibration process and a special piece of equipment you have to own to make sure these will work. You don't just put these on a car and think they'll work. That's the problem with these, is these injectors that you see on a rail like this, whether they're a VALTEK or this is made by Rail, it's an IG1, but they're all the same. These have to be calibrated on a special benchtop device, and it takes a couple times to get it right for the vehicle. But if you have misfires, check engine lights for lean or rich, it's really difficult to get your engine calibrated. Then you need to clean these. There is a special lubricant that needs to go in here so that when you start it up, that these pistons will operate correctly and preserve these O-rings. So that will be applied. These will all be dried out. I gotta go blast them out, and I'll show you what happens after they're assembled. So that's these. That's after everything's all sonic cleaned. Okay, so this is an OMVL injector. This is one of the injectors that I can completely disassemble, clean, and restore to factory new performance. This is a really nice, heavy-duty, high-grade injector. This is on my top 3 injectors. This is in my 4.8 liter Chevy truck. So that's one of the injectors. I've put all kinds of different injectors on this truck, testing them, figuring out what works really well. So that's one of them right there. Okay, so this is what it looks like after you get done with the assembly. This is what it looks like. So these are all completely rebuilt. They're all brand new. Everything's nice and clean. Reassembled. Now the most important thing to do is to find out if the calibration is still the same. Now they sealed the adjustment port here, so you're not supposed to be able to adjust it. But I know how to bypass that. So anyway, this is a calibrator that I have. And so these from the factory came as 60 millimeter. So we're going to see what they are. And you can see they are right at, that one's right at 60. So I'll put this down. Okay, now this is a perfect example of why it's important to measure that. So I have the next one in here, and it's opening up to almost 70 millimeter. So I need to adjust that. Now since these guys lock this up, I can adjust it using pliers, and I can just turn that. So I'll do that. Okay, so I'm going to see if I can show you. I had to let go of that. It's off a little bit. Dang it, hang on. Let's see here. There we go. Okay, so I cycle it a few times to make sure that it's correct. And then I just zero my dial. Look at that, right there, right at 60 millimeter. Now these are adjustable for different vehicles, so if you have a vehicle that has fast injector, you actually make this less, make that piston stroke less, and that way makes the injector faster. So the calibration range is from 60 to 40, and then also the amount of fuel coming out of this will be less. The injector will be able to move faster, but it'll have less gas flow, so you have to be careful with that. But these from the factory are supposed to be at 60, so I will recalibrate them and make sure they're all back at 60. So the person who buys these rails from me will have a perfectly calibrated brand new rail. Alright, so that's it. These will be on eBay, but this is a service that I offer for these. Also, if you buy injectors like these are a Chinese copy of this rail, and I can also do the same thing. This plate I had to make because these from this company will turn. See, they'll turn. So you install these and they'll turn on you, and then your calibration will be wrong, and then your car will misfire. So I put this plate on there so they won't do that, so they'll be nice and straight. That way, see that, they won't wiggle and they won't move that adjustment screw. And then I also rebuild these injectors. These are an A.E.B injector. I can rebuild these completely brand new. I can pull these out. I have the tools to pull these injectors completely out. Open that up. So I can actually completely take these apart. See the injector in there? I can actually pull these apart, clean them, and then I can put them on my calibrator and make sure they're all operating correctly as well. And then these can be brand new. And there's actually nothing that wears out on these. No matter how bad you can abuse them, you can't wear anything out on them. You just clean them and put them back together, and they're good as brand spanking new. So this is a lifetime injector when you buy this. And then I also do the OMVL. injectors, whether it's a fast or a slow. I can completely disassemble those, clean them, make those things brand new too. Alright, and that's it.